Well, folks, welcome back. We've gotten to our dinner break here at the Sagamore. You know, and you've got to love the technology of today and the new paradigm. We kicked off at 1 o'clock, which was about 4.5 hours ago. And in 4.5 hours, we've provided 14.5 hours of content. That's the new paradigm. We gave you more in 4.5 hours than we ever did in the past because you now have access to all the on-demand sessions, all the recorded sessions. You know, we kicked it off with Rick talking about his vision, talking about the new paradigm and defining what we at CFE as Brilliant Pathways have done. We're hybrid, we're virtual forever. We're going to be going with the new area of reaching out in live time and in recorded time. So you can access these contents, you can share them with your students, with your staff, have dialogues them and do a lot of learning. And that's exactly what we talked about. Rick kicked off the 10-point plan of what we expect for all of the scholars and what we expect within our schools. He talked about our CCR advisor training and gave us a vision of where we're going and that this is a time more now than ever that we need to have CCR advisors, multiple in kids' lives, shaping their futures and guiding them along their college and career pathways. Then we had the pleasure of Amy and Dean from Netflix talking about the disruption in the world, the values of the organization, someone that's been in the forefront, that's been sharing and working to meet the needs of folks all around the world. They talked about their values. They talked about the skills. They talked about the need of incorporating and embedding those essential skills in so many aspects, because one of the things that they've learned from this pandemic is they're the ones that need to cultivate their workforce. And we asked them specifically, how can we in America and in Ireland prepare our workforce for you? And they talked about the essential skills. They talked about the need for a dynamic workforce, for people, the young people, to remain curious, to decide about judgments and learn about that with intelligent decisions and facts. And the thing that I love, they said this all needs to be done intentionally. They need to intentionally embed those skills and the supports. Amy talked about the numerous mentors that she had as a professional and as a young person growing up in rural Illinois. The core practices that we do at CFE as Brilliant Pathways were reinforced by our presenters in there. We left there and went into 5 concurrent sessions that I really encourage you to take a look at the cryptology of the West Point cadets, using it with their students. They taught live lessons in interacting with students from Texas and Hawaii, New York, and around the country. We talked about paying for college. Leroy and those did an incredible job of the changing dynamic of financial aid and paying for college. We went through the new workforce and what it looks like. And as I said at the beginning, we started to begin defining what the new paradigm is. And we hope when we wrap up tomorrow at 1 o'clock, we will have defined the new paradigm for college and career readiness, especially in today's workplace. So we want to thank you for engaging in the content, engaging in the interactive sessions. We've zoomed in speakers from Singapore, Los Angeles, Texas, Ireland, and around the world to share with us, and nobody ever had to leave their home to do it. That's the new paradigm. As we wrap up this afternoon session, we'll be back later on this evening for a keynote speaker from Paul Luna from the Helios Foundation. That'll be at 7 o'clock p.m. We ask you to please come back and join us for that. Also, following Paul's keynote presentation, we are going to be honoring our schools of distinction, the Mario Pena Award winner, and our new Clint Allen CCR Advisor Award. Folks, we've just begun. We're looking for a wonderful evening. We'll wrap that up tonight, and we'll be back here tomorrow morning at 9:45 a.m. as we, 8:30 a.m. as we kick off the morning sessions. Have a good evening or good afternoon, and thank you for joining us at CFES Brilliant Pathways 30th Annual Conference.